Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to SpeedForce Racing. My name is JB, and I'll be taking you through tonight's absolutely pandemonium race around Silverstone that's coming up just on the horizon. But first, let's go through the championship tables, and we have some news from SFR. In the lead of the championship is T. Jonas, ahead of Icebolt in P2. Then there's Farfborough in P3 and Lienel in P4. Smelly Badger in P5, I hope that's the right one. Yeah, it is, sorry. Smelly Badger in P5 as I try and remember what I'm looking at. My phone dies. Smelly Badger in P5 and Diabush in P6. Matey Boy in P7 and Gaming Things in P8. Widelo Billy in P9 and the Devil's Armpit rounds up the top 10. Outside of the top 10 is Blood and Sands in P11 and Invader Zippo in P12. The Pirate, who has since left, is in P13 and Sigurd is in P14. Just Mike is in P15, Racing Pod is in P16. Alston Senegal is in P17 and Spark Bobster is in P18. P19 is Blaz MK and P20 is C. Pasley. Let me just mute all players. There we go. So we don't have people talking on stream. So, there's news on the horizon. SFR have changed things around a bit. Due to a little bit of trouble we were having with the Premier Division, and the fact that I was getting very tired after doing 2 streams over one night, we have decided to move the Premier Division to Thursday, so tomorrow. So it won't be directly after the stream we'll be watching the Premier Division. We'll be watching Premier tomorrow, which will be a little bit of a change of pace for SFR. Do it over 2 days, but at the same time, it's going to be interesting to see what would happen over that. By the looks of it, I'm just getting a few messages. Let me have a look what all of this is. That's the wrong button. But yes, by the looks of it, we're getting got a few different things happening. I got some messages from AJ. Hold on a second. Excuse me while I just open up and make a party, because I've just received a message from AJ. Hey Gamey, how you doing, mate? So excuse me while I set this up. I didn't realise that AJ was in for tonight. Made a massive mistake there, forgetting that people are on there. See, this is the level of professionality you see from SFR right now. There we go. Alright, so AJ should be joining us in a second. Yes, so lots of things have changed in SFR with the Premier Division moving to Thursday night, which will be interesting. See how all of these drivers in. And here's AJ. Mr. Bentley's in. Hello.
Hey.
Didn't see your messages, mate. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's alright. Don't worry about it. It's become my standard Wednesday night, so I'm used to it now.
That's all brilliant to see. So, yes, AJ. Actually, have you confirmed whether you're a full driver yet at SFR? Just curious.
I am indeed.
So, AJ will be one of the guys that we'll be seeing racing tomorrow night in the Premier Division, which has been moved, obviously, to Thursday nights because a lot of issues with double streams. My voice started to suffer a bit through that, etc., etc. I started to get tired and the streams got boring. So yes, we're ready to do 2 days of streaming instead of 1 day, which is a lot easier for me because then I can get my voice back. And AJ, you can actually not run down to the pits. You can actually have that car rebuilt if you're in a different car.
I can have a nap in between.
Yeah. All right. So Silverstone on this game now. I won't lie to you folks, I did an evaluation race for another league the other day, and I did it around Silverstone, and it was brilliant. I really enjoyed it. It's my first competitive-ish type of race I've done on this game properly. It was brilliant. I mean, AJ, you've done laps around here already, and you had your famous 1 minute 9 second lap around here. Silverstone hasn't changed much over the game, except for the addition of that new DRS straight where you actually have to lift off for turn 1. It adds a whole new element to the track, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Codemasters have seemed to figure out that you can't use DRS through turn 1, so they've not allowed us to use it, which means that you don't need to lift off throttle going through turn 1 and turn 2. But yeah, apart from that, it seems relatively similar. I think I find the curbs going through Margits and Beckett's a lot easier to navigate than on the old game. They seem to be less forceful on the suspension than any other circuit. But yeah, it's a good track.
It is definitely a good track, and I will say pretty openly this is my favourite track in Formula 1. And you will see bits of me as we're going around. I marshalled that corner, I marshalled at that corner, I've done that corner, crashed there. So, before we talk about anything else SFR related, can I just have a brief moment to scream and shout about Robert Kubica getting a full F1 drive next year?
Williams?
Yeah, in the Williams.
Nice.
Oh, I'm so excited.
That's really good news.
As one disabled person to another, I think that's brilliant. I think that's absolutely brilliant. So, dry qualifying and dry race, apparently, according to Lee. So, no rain here, which is exactly how it was in 2018. Boo. But yes, it was that's brilliant. A little bit of scream and a shout moment, because that is brilliant for him to get back into Formula 1. I mean, he's 33 years old. You'd have thought he wouldn't have been able to touch it since then.
Yeah, definitely. Although they say going into your 30s is around your peak, so he's going in at the right time, definitely. But
can we just note Sebastian Vettel's 33?
Yeah.
Oops.
Well, I mean, oh well. How old is Lewis?
34, 35?
34, 35, yeah.
One of the two.
I don't know. Some of them have peaked, but there you go.
I mean, to be fair, Raikkonen has got an amazing turn of pace recently, hasn't he?
Yeah, totally.
And I think he's going to Sauber to have a bit of fun as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
But yes. So, let's talk about Silverstone. I mean, for me, it's the greatest circuit in Formula 1. It's my favourite circuit in Formula 1. Might not bring out the best racing all the time, but I do like this layout a lot. I remember the old layout. I'm sure you're old enough as well, Mr. Bentley, to remember the old layout.
Yeah, I remember the old layout here, but I've got to say I prefer the new layout. I found the old layout quite tricky, especially through some of the tighter, more twisty sections, just to get the power on, power off right. Whereas on this one, it seems a lot more straightforward. But yeah, it can lead to closer racing, especially down the long straights. But yeah, you've got to get the momentum right. It's quite important on this track.
It definitely is, and I adore this track. I mean, everyone says Silverstone's too flat. I can tell you now, there are hills there, and you don't want to be running up them in a big sweaty overall suit, running after a car that's crashed. I tell you that now. Anyway, so we're currently looking at Spark Bobster. Spark Bobster and Blood and Sands are the two cars on track right now. Well, two of the cars on track, the first ones. I tell you what, though, Farfborough is dancing around with those ice blue medium tyres. And we saw, well, I personally saw T. Jonas try that strategy in another league after damage on lap 1. And he went far. I think he finished in P6 in that race, didn't he?
Honestly, off the top of my head, I can't remember. But it sounds correct. I'll go with that.
So, yes, into Maggots and Beckett's now for Spark Bobster. And then onto Luffier. This is where I sat for my first Grand Prix. I'm going to show off there. Just up there. Actually missed a formation lap because my brother was being smart. But yes, no, I love this track so much. I'm going to be gushing about it so much because I do love this track. The blind right-hander of the old turn 1 at Stowe, into Maggots and Beckett's. I've marshalled Beckett's centre about 3 times. It's terrifying coming through here. Though, you see the F3s come through here, they're just terrifying. I'd love to see the F1 go through here because the F3s made it look like a straight line.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, it's incredible the amount of downforce that these cars have these days. They just make different corners, especially hairpins, look like a straight line sometimes.
They do most must be Germany as well, yeah. Germany's hairpin just sort of disappeared, didn't it?
Yeah.
So, opening gambit for Spark Bobster, not too bad, a 128.4. But is Blood and Sands going to beat that? No, he's not. It's a 129.5. But Alson Senegal... Oh, no, it's not... Yeah, it was invalid. That's the word I'm looking for. Here's the other Force India.
See how his teammate does. Gamey thing's just about to go across the line. He goes P1, 127.8.
Tell you what, though, C. Pasley's got Sigurd right in front of him on a fast lap. And Sigurd's messed up Maggots and Beckett's. That's going to slow him up into Chapel. But look at Lee Nell going quickly.
Yeah, another 10th and a bit off Gamey. It's really good showing from the Force Indias at the minute, though. Spark seems to have found a turn of pace, especially in qualifying.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, the Haas team are not going to be impressed with McLaren. Sigurd blocking C. Pasley just a little bit, but Matey Boy sorting to resume a natural order of a Mercedes being up there. But here comes C. Pasley. His lap has been impacted, but still not bad. And I think Sigurd's in the pit lane.
Yeah, Sigurd died off into the pits just after he blocked C. Pasley a little bit, but I'm sure he'll have enough time for for another lap. 13 minutes remaining on the clock.
It will. Farfborough has started his lap on the hard tyres. It didn't see them in real life around here, but we saw them definitely in the game. But yeah, sorry, excuse me. Midway through burping. Blood and Sands coming through into the club section now. Tell you what, that grandstand's a platinum grandstand. A lot of money sitting there, but a brilliant view. Blood and Sands goes for a 1:28.6 on his opening gambit, just quicker than C. Pasley, even though C. Pasley's lap was blocked. So that shows that he had a good lap, didn't he?
Yeah, and Smoney Badger on the medium tyres, showing that you can find the pace, putting it mid-pack on the harder compounded tyres. If you can make that work, that'll do wonders for the race.
Definitely will do. Just Mikey just popping in at a 1:29.5. Let's check in with Farfborough, shall we, on the hards. It seems that Sector 2 is a little bit down on what the soft runners were running, but not too much.
It's interesting. I wonder whether he's just going for a sighting lap on those hards, because the fact that I can't imagine that you'll be able to do a competitive lap time on them, but Farfborough probably about to prove me wrong on that.
Well, then again, shows why we're up here in GP2 and you're down there in Prem. Yes, the support series going first now on Wednesdays versus Premier, who are a little bit of a slide there through the final corner, but still very ish lap around there. That's about what, a 2015 car around here time.
Yeah, I can imagine that that the delta for these tyres are way over a second off what they are on the softs. So he's going to be up near the top of the leaderboard if he does go on a set of the qualifying soft tyres. But
it definitely are.
Lap.
Well, Diabush is about to start his lap, so shall I hand you over to AJ?
So, coming through the chicane, last few corners, you want to get the best momentum out here, all the way over to that curb, and then bringing it back over to the right. DRS wide open, straight down this straight, and you want to look for the black and white on the right. He's missed it, but he's coming around the left-hand corner, saves it on the left-hand side. Braking down to the 50, you want to be third gear around here, and then down to second. Letting the car turn in, grip up, and then full power. This corner is basically a straight line, DRS open onto the straight and all the way down up to 170, 180 miles an hour, braking hard into the left-hander. You want to run as close to those curbs as possible. Maybe drift out slightly wide here and then power on halfway through the corner to give you the best exit. Coming around this right-hander now, a straight line again. And you're looking to turn in at around the 50 zone, and it shouldn't be a lift. You should be flat on it all the way over to those black and white markers. We're going to run through Maggots and Beckers. Straight line, shift down a couple of gears and clip that green on the left hand side. Run out to the right or to the left again, and then back down the hanger straight all the way down. You want to be braking at around the 50-yard marker for this last little bit. Turning in hard all the way on the power. You can run wide over here because you don't get any corner cutting markers. Braking hard and clipping both apexes, and then staying within that white line to not invalidate your lap time. And he's across the line, and it is, it must have been invalidated.
Ooh, that's disappointing from Diabush,
I'm not sure where it was.
I can tell you that Diabush has gone back to running his controller tonight, as he is not he hasn't had any time to practice on the wheel. But the championship leader is on track now. T. Johnson, the Alfa Romeo Sauber. I love this track so much. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
he's
really on the soft tyres as well, so he's looking for a pole if you can get it this time out. But he's gonna need a good lap from somewhere.
He definitely will do. This race, obviously last race, T. Jonas won it. Only his second. Oh, that's way off. Oh, he's gone. That's where I lost it in season 2. But yes,
yeah,
T. Jonas,
so
mate. Go on.
Sorry, mate. I'll let you go.
I was going to say, Havlaw, you got to remember that is not the pit lane anymore. That's the support pit lane.
Yeah, no, it's so easy to do something like that. Just get a little bit too greedy on the throttle coming out of that long right-hander. You've got to wait for the car to grip up. The front tyres just weren't grippy enough when he started pushing the car, and it's almost like you're pushing the car into the corner rather than pulling it round.
you're not letting the car work yet. You're sort of like hustling it too fast.
Yeah, definitely.
It's an easy mistake to make, as AJ said. Lots of people making that mistake, myself included in Season 2. I spectacularly span it in the loop in the village and managed to, well, not crash, but I managed to end up in the barrier, but I pulled out of it and went chasing through the pack in Season 2, and then I cost myself, I cost myself it by spinning around at Luffield, which, yeah. I was in a good position for good points. But not as bad as Season 1, when a safety car came out. I was in the lead for so long. And then a safety car went... No, sorry, I was in second place for so long. And Humbug was in the lead. As Gamey Things goes quicker into P1. Well, Humbug decided to, under the safety car, decided to brake check me because his delta went too fast. So the virtual safety car, sorry, his delta went too low. He brake checked me, didn't think I was behind him, and I took my wing off. And I tell you what, there was a few bruises on my leg from that one, and I was that was the closest I've ever got to winning a race, and that's the only time properly I've gone nuts in the chat, in the public chat.
Oh dear.
I wasn't best pleased.
Yeah.
Oh, See, perhaps he's lost it at Mags and Beckett, so he's way in the gravel. What happened there was he went way too early around the corner, and that's easily done at Mags and Beckett's.
Yeah, after messing up that lap, T. Jonas went back in the pit lane, obviously changing onto another set of soft tyres, so he has the best run at getting pole. But yeah, obviously thinking that was the best move. 6 minutes remaining.
Yes, it is very tight right now at the top. Look at that. 3/10 separating Linell and Gamey Things. You know, Gamey still searching for a win this season after a couple of pole positions. One in Bahrain and one... Ooh. Where did he get his other one? Was it France? No, it wasn't France. It was somewhere. He got 2 pole positions this season. I know that. But yes. I tell you what's interesting about this track, though. Versus every other track I've driven on this game, this is the only track where ERS really isn't affected.
Interesting.
Yeah, it seems that ERS... Well, it's effective, obviously, but it's... What's it called? You end up with like 60% ERS at the end of the lap. You don't use loads because there's so many corners.
Yeah. Yeah, and I suppose you probably charge it quite a lot as well with so many like harsh braking zones.
Such a good track. Be prepared for about an hour and 50 minutes of me going, it's so cool!
Zippo diving back into the pit lane after, I think, aborting his lap. I'm not sure whether he invalidated it. It didn't look like, but maybe he just think he was a bit too slow. Farfborough,
I think, cut turn 1 and 2. Not turn 1 and 2, but he's coming up behind a McLaren now on his fast lap. I tell you what, though, we saw a sight in another league, which hopefully will not happen here. We saw an issue where someone decided to try and overtake it into turn 1. Turn 1, though there's DRS here, is really not an overtaking opportunity here, is it?
Yeah, it's pretty difficult to pull off a move like that. You've got to be incredibly skilled. And, yeah,
it's like trying to make a move at Sandoval in Monaco. You just can't do it. Oh, I think
to be honest, mate, it's like trying to make a move at Monaco.
Hey, giving good stabs.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what,
I normally get my overtakes done the turn before the hairpin at Monaco. That's the only corner I know how to do it.
Definitely will be. Little message from Gaming Things here. Okay, I'm doing a lot better than I thought I should. I shouldn't be this fast, but I am for some reason. Force India, mate. You got all that backing from Stroll in the car now. You're suddenly quick.
Yeah, it's always nice when you get a little burst of pace, but you don't realise it.
I tell you what, I had some last night in the Classic event. I won't spoil everything of what happened in the video, which I have been sent. I am going to get to recording and get to doing voiceover for that soon. But I didn't expect to have such a good race in the Classics. I mean, bearing in mind that it was helped by a few collisions, but it was still a great race that I had, and I had some great fun. Narrowly missing out on podium, though.
That was Austria, wasn't it?
Yeah, Red Bull. Good race. So T. Jonas comes around finally to set a lap in his P3, showing where the Alfa Romeo should be, up there in P3, but not a totally clean lap. you think he might be able to go quicker. Alson Senegal peeling into the pit lane once more, seem to be struggling to get a lap in. But that's something we haven't discussed as the big P on the pit lane limiter comes up. The pit lane round here is 37 miles an hour for a speed limit. It's the longest pit lane in Formula 1, and it's the longest and slowest. You really have to time your strategy around here, because if you get it wrong and you come out in a load of traffic, you're in trouble, because cars can go long here. They can save their tyres easily.
I think it's 32 seconds, 37 seconds, something like that in the pit lane. So, yeah, it's a big difference, especially when you're looking at the delta and the gap between you and the car behind or the car in front. You've got to be able to time it more effectively than you would normally, and you've kind of got to understand.
Oh, Daibush has lost it! Daibush in the wall! At the old turn one, Daibush has cost Ferrari a good starting position there for two cars, but he's in the wall, and that, just before Maggotts and Beckett's, has caused a big incident. That's him trying to go flat through the old turn one at Copse. And
it's so easy to do because the car gets slightly unbalanced with the new suspension, and you're just not used to it. It just seems to turn in more than it wants to, just a little bit oversteery, and try to correct it, and it just shoots off the other way.
It definitely does. It's a very difficult thing. Alson Senegal retiring, so one Sauber up in the top four. One Sauber can't get a clean lap together, and that's unfortunate for Alson.
Yeah, also thinking about strategy, he's outside the top 10, so it doesn't mean that he's got to use the soft tyres that he's qualified on. So maybe he's just going for a different idea, a different run.
Could be. Spark Bobster down, coming down to the end of the lap through the interesting sector now. Spark Bobster going up to P2. Look at that. The Force India backing is brilliant tonight. Could we see Force India 1-2 tonight, AJ?
Definitely, it's incredibly possible. Look how close it is between Spark and Smelly. Well, a point north.
Whoa, what is Pasley doing? Yeah, it's very close together. Sorry, T. Jonas, championship leader, he's not going to be on the top row. He's going to be back on the third row of the grid. This is getting interesting. See Pasley though, making a little bit of a mistake though. Well, I don't know. He was weaving with his DRS open. That's something you really don't want to do.
Yeah, Zippo up to 6th. Just posted a lap time. I think he had a couple of invalidated or aborted runs. He's finally got a lap time on the board in 6th.
Smelly Badger pulling into the pit lane. He can't do any better than third. Where is Spark Bobster? Spark Bobster is a second down in the middle sector. Where's Gamey Things? He's going through the middle sector of Maggotts and Beckett's now.
Yeah, just Mikey about to go onto the hanger straight.
Lino retiring from 4th. Oh, this is going to get interesting. Which Force India is going to be on top? Is it going to be Spark or is it going to be Gamey?
Both the McLarens on laps as well. They could put in a decent showing here. Oh no, just Mikey is just on a lap.
Spark Bobster pulls into the pit lane. Zippo is a 10th down in sector 2. In sector 1, he could still be in a shout with a good position here. We're not sure. Farfborough on a lap as well.
Just Mikey can't go quicker.
Gamey Things is finished. Up there is Farfborough going to go up any higher. Farfborough takes it right at the end. Oh, spoiling the party for Force India.
That's incredible. Zippo about to come through the last couple of corners. Nailing both of the apexes. Let's see what he can do.
Is Zippo going to steal it as well? He doesn't manage it. He knocks T. Jonas down though. So, Farfborough stealing the pole position from Gamey right in the dying moments. And Gamey is going to be heartbroken.
Yeah, I thought he would be up there considering his pace on the harder tyres. But, yeah, incredible lap from Farfborough to nail pole position.
Definitely was. So, this is our starting grid. 15 cars going racing tonight in GP2, and it's going to get very, very interesting in the race. Hey, Jake, you just take us through this for you.
Yeah, of course. So, Farfborough in first position, getting the pole position with a 1:27.2. And Gamey Things in second, Spark Bobster in third, Smelly Badger in fourth, and rounding off the top 5 is SFR Lee now. Then Zippo in 6th, T. Jonas in 7th, Matey Boy in 8th, Devil's Armpit in 9th, and Blood and Sand rounding out the top 10. Then we've got C. Pasley, Just Mikey, Sigurd, Alson Senegal, and Daivush with no time rounds up the top of the grid.
Ooh. Lee's saying that he balls that lap up, so Lee thinking that he could have been higher than P4, and that, well, it's actually P5 now, isn't it? It could have been interesting, but still, this is going to be brilliant to see how all these drivers negotiate this track. This is obviously a long race. It's about, what, 26 laps, 27 laps?
I think you might be right. Yeah, it's 26, I think.
I should know. I did do an evaluation race last week. This week, it was Monday. Went well, by the way. Went all well.
Oh, nice.
But yes.
That's good. Who for?
Yes. Can't say on stream.
You can't say on stream.
Can't say on stream.
You can tell me after.
Yeah, I'll tell you after. Going for a drink after, right? There's a nice bar over in the village.
I mean, I live quite far away, I think. I live at Bentley, don't you know?
Streaming from work, ladies and gentlemen, here's AJ.
Yeah.
So, formation lap goes on to the formation lap, and Farfba leads us away. And this is going to get very interesting. Let's have a look at the tyres. Daivush, the only driver going for the medium tyres. Oh, that's interesting.
The rest on soft. I wonder what their strategy is going to be. I don't know whether soft to medium is a strategy here. It might be a case of going soft to hard, but
it's a bit late here, isn't it? The sun's a bit low.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, normally we're on official time. Normally this is about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay, so 2 o'clock in the afternoon in winter, apparently.
Yes.
It fits with the current time period. Away.
It's completely official.
Definitely. But yes, Farfba in P1. Tell you what though, turn 1, you gotta remember, drivers, turn 1, if you mess it up, if you can't make collision on first lap, this is going to get very interesting. I think Gamey, after being taken out twice from pole position on lap 1, he's going to be looking forward to trying to, well, not do it himself, but trying to get through and try and fight Farfba. He clearly has the pace on these tyres, doesn't he?
Yeah, no, it's going to be very interesting, and the fact that everybody's gone on the soft tyres to start with means that they'll all have pace to begin with, and then it'll start to fade. It'll be interesting to watch Daivush at the back of the grid to see how far he can come through, because those medium tyres won't look good at the start, but they'll start to get better and better as he goes on.
Definitely will do. He needs to he'll need to warm up his tyres, see the force engines colliding later on as they're all coming down, hanging straight now. I love this track too much. Alson Senegal doing a Kimi Räikkönen, not bothering to warm his tyres up versus everyone else who is. Oh, here we go for 56 laps of racing here in Silverstone in Britain. My favourite track in Formula 1, to the point that I'm going to get the track map tattooed on me. Hopefully it stays a bit longer so I can go to Silverstone with that tattoo. A London Grand Prix is not going to be a good idea, though it would be interesting in the game.
Yeah, totally.
Alright.
Yeah. It works for Formula E, but not for us.
Oh, I like Formula E though. I do like Formula E. I like that. So, here we go. 26 laps of racing. That's an awful camera angle. Can't get a good one anywhere. There we go. Looking at Farfba, 5 red lights here in Silverstone. The lights are out. The drivers are away now, and there's it's a pretty good start for the Toro Rossos in the background. Look at T. Jonas, but look at Smelly Badger slicing through into P3. Gamey thinks going to be a little bit wide. One Toro Rosso in the background going wildly off. But Farfba comfortably away for turn 1. Now Gamey thinks trying to chase him. Anybody going to try and move on anybody else? It seems there's a Ferrari in the background. The Devil's Armpit has dropped a few positions, being past Spark Bobster off the start from 3rd to 9th. What a bad start from him. Here comes Lionel trying to pass Smelly Badger. And then there's T. Jonas trying to come down the middle. Lionel down the inside of Brooklyn's trying to go around the outside. Then into Luffield. It's not happening so far as my cat decides that she doesn't want to be around here so far. T. Jonas now trying to capitalise on Lionel not being able to make a mistake. Here comes my cat to say hello. Hello, why are you shouting? Yes, I'm here. Everybody's scrambling for positions. Devil's Armpit trying to go round the outside at the blind right-hand corner of it. But T. Jonas made a mistake. Here comes Zippo at the inside of Maggott and Beckett. This could end like 2017 for Toro Rosso. No, it hasn't. The Sauber passing him. The Sauber passing through very well. So he's all very well behaved off the start. Yeah,
it just seemed like T. Jonas backed out of that move. He just knew he wasn't gonna win that battle against Zippo and just let him have the position.
Cigar trying to defend for P14 ahead of Blood and Sands. Blood and Sands are being passed by Dire Boost, a Welshman passing the Scotsman. Oh, normally Celtic Blood are okay, but there is someone pulling into pit, and that is the McLaren of Just Mikey pulling into the pit to start with, and Farfra leads away from lap 1. Alsan Senegal has spun by the looks of it. No, he hasn't. He's been... Something's happened, though. Ooh, shit. Ooh, pardon my French, that. It's lap 2, I'm already swearing. God, it's going to put a good dampener on tonight, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just Mikey going for lap 1 hards.
Yeah, keeping an open gap, but Zippo right up behind his teammate, Lee Nell. Let's see if you can find an overtake down this back straight. You've got to get good momentum out of here. Well, Zippo's just not got that right. Lee Nell got a better exit. But it seems like Zippo's got more ERS to spend, and also he's got the slipstream that he's sitting in behind him.
Lienel acting as a cork for the rest of the top 10, trying to come up behind him. Look, everyone pulling out of his slipstream, trying to get some good air behind him. See, Pasley is getting very close to the back of Just Mikey. Sigard, though, is spun somewhere. Let's have a look. No, Sigard has just dropped positions. And that's the issue with Maggots and Beckett's. You lose it. You lose the wrong angle there. You've lost it. Matey Boy now in P6. Go on.
Yeah, T. Jonas just getting it all wrong through Maggots and Beckett's. Matey Boy all over the back of him. Just can't find a way through. T. Jonas defending very well through the hairpin there.
Definitely is. You've got to, with that, essentially sit in the middle of the road and you're fine. On board, though, with the championship leader, he's got his eyes on Zippo, who's got his eyes on Lee, who's got his eyes on, well, no one, because he's trying to go for P3.
Yeah, the top, what, 5 to 9, all within a few seconds of each other.
Definitely is interesting. Here is C. Pasley trying to close up on Matey Boy. This is a dive bomb opportunity, but not yet. Is Zippo close enough, or has he spent all of his points trying to get up? But look, Smelly Badger's starting to get close to Gamey, who's just looking for a good position right now. Sector 1, who's that? They're all very close. Oh, Zippo's got it wrong now, has he? He's past T. Jonas. Oh, he's already ahead of T. Jonas. What am I on about?
Yeah, I think T. Jonas just got to run up the inside of him going into that left-hander before the right-hander, but yeah, Zippo just covering off well.
Spark Bobster going round the outs, around the inside of the Haas clipping through, almost taking the Force India's wing off. The Force India now trying to get past the Haas once more. C. Pasley knowing that he can defend through here. What is going to happen come the end of this onto the hangar straight? We're not too sure as of yet. Oh, dirty air affecting these cars a treat. Here he comes now, Spark Bobster down the inside into Stowe. It's not happened.
Running wide as well.
See, Pasley is fighting, and look at that. T. Jonas has got his eyes on the back end of Zippo. He's saying, you know what, I want this position now. Sector 2 and 3, as someone's spinning at Maggots and Beckett's by the looks of it. Who's got the balls here to try and get through? It doesn't look like Spark Bobs is able to make an overtake as of yet. No movement at the top end either. I'm using the T camera on the top of the Force India, just looking around to see if there's any moves. It seems that T. Johnson is very close to the back end of Zippo. Going to swap over and have a look at him now. Championship leader will have DRS on Zippo. Lee pulling to the inside. Is that him? Is that a call from the team saying switch over? No, it's not. Because Lee's going, no, I'm going to make you all try and defend from me, but it's not happening. Back over to Spark Bobson now, but he still isn't able to make a move. See, Passey's so strong through the village loop section.
Yeah, Lee now making mistakes all over the track, but he seems to be able to defend well enough. He was pulling to the inside just to make sure that Zippo couldn't get past him there. They're definitely racing for position here.
They are, definitely. Alsan Senegal is our first victim tonight. He's decided that he doesn't want to continue on lap 4, so Salva pulling him in and saying, nope, time to end it. Zippo now closer than ever on the back of his teammate. Through here, dirty air is essential that you don't want to have an issue here. Alsan Senegal said he's got the wrong setup on the car. Farfborough, no! Farfborough's been passed by Gaming. Farfborough's made a mistake, he's dropping positions! Bob Bobber has passed Steve Pasley. And that shows how you've got to be properly on edge and know what you're doing through Maggots and Beckett's. And Farfborough has just become a major victim of it. Oh, T. Jonas got his eyes on Lee now, on Zippo, Lee now's teammate, but he's not able to get through him yet. Matey boy, though, he's going to be the one to try and make a move into turn 1. Is he going to try it? No. The Mercedes thinking, no. Bono on the radio, no, don't do that. There we go. Look at this. T. Jonas is in the best position now, trying to get through, but he's been stuck, and that shows how difficult it is to follow and pass a car at Silverstone. Here we go for the lead. Smelly Badger down the inside in Brooklands, but T. Jonas, sorry. Oh, he's got a 3-second warning now, but Gaming Things is going, no. Gaming Things soaking up the pressure like the Force India sponge he is now. Been in that team now for 2 seasons there. He's very comfortable in Force India. Oh, look at that.
Keeping the inside line there as well, making Smelly Badger work for the racing line.
Farper on the inside. He's got a time penalty now on Smelly Badger trying to go around the outside. The Smelly Badger at Beckett's, but it's not happening. Now onto the Abbey corner. That's further down, I think. I don't know. I'm having a moment now. Zippo now got no DRS to try and defend him. Lee Nell's just disappeared. Here comes... Oh, late move there for Zippo defending. And there, you're going to hear some Norwegian swearing on the Sauber radio.
I don't know what happened there. It must have just been a lag connection, because the fact that I can't imagine he would brake in the middle of the straight.
I don't think he broke. I think he just moved just a little bit late as T started to move as well. So I think it was much like a not an intentional Max Verstappening, but still a Max Verstappening. Turn 1! Oh, and that's exactly what he's done. He's scared him off the track. And Zippo's going to be thinking, why did you do that?
Yeah, look at Spark Bobster as well, making the most of it around the outside.
Same as Matey Boy trying down the inside. Trying to pincer it. But Matey Boy trying to hold it round the outside of the Force India. He's ran wide, very wide, but he's not able to do it.
Yeah, he's going to get the slipstream from Spark now. He's got the DRS, and he's going to go down the inside of Spark at the next corner. A lovely bit of dueling from these guys.
Definitely same as T. Jonas, who's trying to go round the outside now at Luffield. He's not going to manage it. Round the outside of Luffield is not where you want to be. He's going towards the gravel. He's hit the gravel. Zippo's lost it.
Yeah, Zippo must have got it wrong there as well, and T. Jonas is up into 5th place.
Farfborough passing Smelly Badger. Here comes Matey Boy down the inside. A huge scramble of cars. Oh, and Smoke Bobster into lead out. Into lead out's teammate Zippo. And they've collided. Smoke Bobster's in the middle of the track. Smoke Bobster's out. Being hit by Blood and Sands. Blood and Sands out too. And the safety car should definitely be deployed now. What an incident there at the old turn 1. Where is the safety car? Where is it?
Honestly, I didn't catch that on the stream, but it must have been something. He was sat in the middle of the track as I think he went side by side with Zippo through that right-hander.
He hit his side pod.
Just ended up getting clipped. Yeah, it was
hit his side pod at the end turn 1
there because the apex and the racing line of that corner is so narrow and it's so easy to go off either side. Even though there isn't any barrier there, it is still the racing line that you want.
Zippo now angrily cuts turn 1 to try and get past Matey Boy. Matey Boy took full advantage of the collision between Spark and himself, but it seems that Matey Boy is able to defend, and I'll tell you what, oh, Matey Boy and Zippo colliding. I don't know if there was a shard of carbon fibre flying off one of the cars there, but it must have been Zippo's front wing. But this is all getting very tasty. Look at the Ferraris now closing up to the back of C. Pasley. C. Pasley has been a very good defender tonight, and it seems that it's all heating up here. We're only on lap 7 as well.
Yeah, just noticed Farfbert getting up past Smelly Badger into 2nd place. He's now right on the back of Gamey Things as we start to head towards Maggots and Beckett's. No chance to overtake here, but look at look at Smelly Badger following them through.
He's done it.
It's going to be whoever gets the best run onto the hanger straight. Who's going to get it?
Oh, he's knocked Gamey off a little bit.
Smelly Badger getting a lovely run as well. Going up the middle.
3 wide.
Move from Smelly Badger. Can he get the late braking done? And he's through into 1st.
Yes,
what
he
a
can.
Move from Smelly Badger.
I'll tell you what, here comes Farper. Is he going to try a dive bomb? He's having a look. He's done it. He's gone for it. Oh, he's been squeezed off the corner though. And Gamey having to brake.
Getting another 3-second time penalty for that as well. And Smelly Badger just keeping his cool.
Zippo in.
Outside, letting Farper have the room.
Zippo in as well as T. Jonas. So the two of them in after battling for so long are back in the pit lane. And look at this, Farper, he's holding no prisoners and he's getting more and more time penalties. Oh, this is very difficult. I tell you what, I've never been bouncing before and shaking my fists in the air, but I just was there. What a brilliant move from Smelly Badger. Absolute, I think, I've got to say, move of this half of the season already, just there.
Yeah, it was an incredible move from him. To have the cojones to go up the middle of both of them when they're racing for the lead and just take it like candy from a baby from both of them. It's a brilliant move to watch.
C. Pasley now is the driver. I'll tell you what, nothing's going to top that. C. Pasley is now going to be fighting Diaboosh. Zippo, though, having a touch of the hard tyres on his car. So he's going for the hards, and T-John's going for the mediums. That will be an interesting race later on in the Grand Prix.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to seeing that. But Smelly Badger getting it a little bit wrong onto the hanger straight. Farper with the DRS. Smelly Badger moving all the way over to stop his slipstream from working. Is he going to move back to the inside? He's not. He doesn't want to defend his line. He feels like the outside line is the best line to have. And Fosper alongside him now as they go down into the left-right chicane. And Smelly Badger just holding on to the position for now.
This is exhilarating to watch. A fight for the lead. Oh, they were kissing there. Renault versus Red Bull. This relationship between these two cars have been very fractured over Formula 1 history recently. But is he going to try a dive bomb? He's having a look at it. Danny Rick dive bomb. He's bumping and scratching his way through. And he's thinking he just needs to hand that position back just a little bit.
Yeah, not giving a huge amount of room to Smelly Badger through the last couple of corners, but that's the way that these drivers want to race. They want to be the most competitive, and they want to go for every possible opportunity they can.
Yeah, Smelly Badger weaving a little bit as much as he can with Gamey Things following him so closely, just to sort of say, hey, give it back, come on, behave. Absolutely exhilarating race right now, and three very different drivers. I've been fortunate enough to know Farfborough for a long time. He, his league that he ran, I'm not sure if he still runs it anyway, he actually got me into league racing for the first time, so he gave me a good springboard to get me into racing. Thank you, Farfborough. Gamey Things was my teammate for a brief 3 seconds before I retired again in SFR. And we're all good friends. Now, I haven't had much of a conversation with Smelly Badger. We had quite an argument, actually, in the off-season after Season 1. But, yeah, it all went well. Smelly Badger pulls into pit lane. I tell you what, he's going to be one to watch later on in the Grand Prix.
Yeah, Gamey Things just sitting behind patiently now, just waiting for any upsets between the front two coming together. But no pickings left for him at the minute. But he's just happy just sitting around a second behind Farth, but just in first place. And,
he is. Lee putting as well, the same lap. Oh, Lee's jumped him. Has Lee jumped him in the pits? No. Toro Rosso had to be held.
Pit box was behind the other.
Yeah, that shows how long the pit lane is. They've been in there for like an hour.
Just drying their hair.
It's like the old McLaren advert where Mika Hakkinen pulled into a cafe, got a coffee, sat down, drank it, went off and won the race. Has Lee made a mistake at turn 1? No, he hasn't. Something's happened though at turn 1, or in sector 1 at least. So, will Gamey Things and Farfber pit this lap to try and cover off the drivers behind, or will they just try and go as long as they can, because they still only have 17 laps of racing on these tyres? Not on these tyres, even on left in the race, and Gamey Things' front left is looking a little bit angry.
Yeah, it looks like they've still got enough grip to get through Markets and Beckett, so as long as they can do that each lap, they should be fine to go for a few more laps, but it'll be interesting to see how far they take it before moving on to another set of tyres as Farfber and Gamey both pit. Ooh, mate, that's late, and he's lost some front wing there, Gamey, on the back of Farfber.
Oh no! Well, luckily you can change it quickly in the pit lane, so they can get a wing ready for you. Diaboosh is now going to be in the lead of the Grand Prix from the end, off on the back of the grid after crashing in qualifying. Ferrari lead in Silverstone.
Yeah, Gamey not having any penalties so far, so it'll all count at the end of the race. Doesn't look like he lost too much time, and he didn't get his front wing replaced.
I tell you what would have sucked if he had pushed over and given Farfber a penalty there. But still. So Ferrari 1-2 here in Silverstone, and look at that Farfber still. Smelly Badger jumping gamey in the pits. I think that's going to be expected with that damaged front wing. And I guess it's going to be heartbreak for gamey.
Sorry, mate. I think Smelly Badger was already in front of gamey before the pit stops.
Oh, yeah, probably. But look at that. Gamey is going to start to struggle, especially through Magnus and Beckett with that busted wing.
Yeah, look at him running wide there, looking from T. Jonas' car just behind him.
The white
he's
shark.
Really struggling through the left-handers.
Where's my Jaws theme tune button? Can't say it because copyright, but you know. Into the old turn one low. An easy move.
Yeah, it's just a bit too easy for him there. Gamey not obviously selecting the right option to get his wing replaced, and he's going to spend the rest of the race with that damaged front wing unless he chooses to pit again. Such a shame, because he was so enjoying just sitting behind the leaders and soaking up all the pressure.
It will be interesting. Maybe a late safety car can save T. Jonas' race. So, on lap 12 here, we have Diaboosh in P1 ahead of the Devil's Armpit in P2, then Farfber in P3, and this man, Smelly Badger, in P4. T. Jonas in P5, and Matey Boy in P6, Lee Nell in P7, and Gamey Things in the pit lane. C. Pasley is in P9, and Invader Zippo is in P10, and then the McLarens come in P11 and P12. Out of the race, Alson Senegal, after declaring wrong setup, and Sauber calling him in to finish the race early, and Spark Bobster and Blood and Sand in dramatic fashion crashing out.
Yeah, Gamey Things coming in to get his new front wing. He's down in 11th now. A lot of time off the leaders. It's such a shame to see that. He was having such a good race before just sliding into the back of Farfber before the pit lane.
That's the thing, you need to remember that pit lane is difficult at the most to get it down and the speed down for. With Farfber going, you know what, I want pole and the win tonight. Could get very dicey. Remember, neither Ferrari have pitted as of yet. The Devil's Armpit should be popping into pit lane in a minute because those tyres are going to start to cry on that Ferrari if they go on any longer.
Yeah, it's a good stint from Devil's Armpit on those soft tyres. Means that they'll only have to do 14 laps on the medium tyres, and he'll have a bit more grip towards the end of the race than the other drivers against him.
Yeah, he's in now.
The thing that I've found, I've just noticed in the last few weeks, I don't know whether it is the F1 2018 game and I'm just being stupid, but whenever we finish a race, the people who are DNF'd or have already left the session by the end of the race, actually their names are still there, whereas on the old game it used to go back to the drivers that they were representing, so like it would be like Sebastian Vettel or all those names. It seems to stay there instead.
More recently, that little issue that you were just discussing there with the name changing did thing, I think from about 2016 actually, 2016 onwards, that was the issue. But from from before that, it was pretty simple. Their names would say, I think, at least on online races.
Yeah, I mean, I remember looking at 2017, and it used to say like, "Oh, Sebastian Vettel would DNF'd at the back of the grid," and it just it got rid of the players' names.
That involved me having to remember a lot of names when I used to do it, especially on 2016. That was the worst. Yeah. Lee now coming under pressure from Pasley. Pasley, who is running medium tyres, not running the soft tyres that he has on the car because, you know, he feels like having a dress change. Lee now coming under pressure now. Tell you what, though, I will not argue. The 2016 game was one of my favourites. It was a good game.
I like 2017. 2016 was a good game. I think I like 2017 the most. 2017 was really good.
Yeah. I liked it. 2017 disappointed me because the Haas, it just looked ugly in that car. It wasn't the game's fault at all. Yeah. Anyway, Lee now coming under pressure from said Haas, who ironically is running my number. Get out my car! But no, Pasley down the inside and passing. You know what? Haas was my old team as well. So, Lee's got damage. Whoa, Lee's got more damage now. But yes, Lee has got damage on the front wing. He's got no end plate at the side. Or has he? No, he hasn't. Tell you what, though.
So it's just the very end wing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a frayed end wing. Why isn't that a thing in Formula 1? T. Jonas coming into pressure now from Matey Boy, the Mercedes driver, going, you know what, Sauber, I want to have a piece of your slipstream, and he's going to have more than a piece of it. He's going to have the position instead. He's having the whole piece of the slipstream. T. Jonas trying to hold it around the outside, but the 81 car can't do it. The 81 car being passed by the, I believe that's a 98 car. I want to say 98 car. Is that the 98 car? Yes, it is. No, 58 car. Damn. I was only 40 off. That's really annoying. I was trying to remember things like that. But still. It's just the little things. The tiny things I notice.
Yeah.
T. John swapping for number 6 mid-season, going to number 81. It's alright though. 81's a good number. 6, obviously, Nico Rosberg. Don't talk about him.
He who shall not be named.
Voldemort has lots of things, but I tell you what, he wasn't German.
He's got no nose, though.
I mean, Rosberg didn't either. Brittany. Tell you what, I was talking to some marshals, and they were over in the Formula E Birmingham, in Formula E Berlin, and they were marshalling it. But before that, they had to marshal Nico's show run of the new car.
Yeah.
He got out the car before he did any interviews. He was like, "Give me a mirror, give me a mirror." Sort his hair out.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Brittany came back.
Interesting.
Remember they used to call him Brittany a long time ago in Formula 1 because he was always doing his hair.
Yeah, that's quite funny.
It's great.
Very vain. Oh, well.
Formula E is a good series. I mean, have you seen they've announced a load of test drivers that are test drivers for the in-season test after round 1, and most of them are women. Most of them are women.
Oh wow! Well, that's really good to hear.
Tatiana Calderon, who famously did a debut in a filming video of this car here, the Alfa Romeo Sauber, is driving the teacher. Try and say that when you're drunk. You got Jamie Chadwick in the the Neo. They lost next TV a while ago. T. John also getting a time penalty. Trying to think of it. Karma Jorda's doing someone. Someone's going with Audi. No one's going with Audi. Someone's going with what's it called? The Euro, what's it called? Virgin team. But Diabetes falls into pit lanes. I'm going to try and stop talking about Formula E because I'll get obsessed with it. I love Formula E. So a 10-lap stint for the Ferrari on the soft tyres. That is going to be a mighty quick stint from the red team. But is the mighty Merc going to be able to get past the meaty Ferrari? And so does the Sauber. My goodness, it's rename Ferrari.
I love F1 2018. There you go. There's back on topic for you.
2018, yes, is definitely a good game. But you see, just Mikey going for a 2-stop strategy, strapping in and going for another stop. Lee Nell struggling a lot with that busted wing. Now got a devil's armpit behind him. The armpit must be smelling a lot because it's smelling something right now, and I think it's a move. I'm too funny. See Pazzi down the inside of Diabush. Diabush going around the outside of him, trying to defend, and that's because Dyer just pitted. But the other Ferrari going down the inside of Lee Nell, and Toro Rosso's day suddenly getting a whole lot worse.
I think at some point Matey Boy must have gone past T. Jonas, because I'm sure T. Jonas was in a net 3rd place for a while.
I think he was, yeah. But Diabush going around the inside at Stowe at the what's it called? Yeah, at the old time one at Stowe, and he's able to just make a move on Pazzi. Pazzi with the red helmet there, bobbing around, looking oddly like he should be an actual driver in the game. Kevin Magnussen. Pazzi though is in AI mode. Why has he gone into AI mode mid-race? Unsure what's happening here. Devil's armpit properly going, you know what, I'll have that. And Lee Nell pitting, slows it down to 37. What was that?
Maybe his controller's run out of battery.
That's a fair shout. It looks like he's back in control of the car now. Is he? No, he's not using DRS. He can't be. Has he run to do something? Is he gone to do like the wash? I tell you what, we had a driver last season. He went off to he went into AI mode, went a race, and went over to help his aunt with the washing machine.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, I mean,
nipped off to help with the washing machine.
I think is Pazzi in control? It doesn't look like he is right now. I'd like to say yeah.
He's still pulling away from Zippo.
Yeah, by the looks of it, that's him back in control of a car. Yeah, judging by that little mistake there, he's back in control of a car, definitely. The Irishman getting it all lined up. Tell you what, T. Jonas's... Oh, that's the difference. T. Jonas's tyres are on 9-lap-old ones. He's got the oldest tyres out of the top 4 right now. Sector 1, though.
Interesting to see whether he can make it.
Who was that? It was Sigurd or just Mikey? One of the two. Zippo getting another time penalty. I think this is going to come down to penalties, you know. I don't think Smelly Badger's got 1 penalty. He could be going for a win tonight.
Yeah, I think Smelly Badger's got one or two.
We know that Farfborough has multiple.
Yeah, I know Farfborough has quite a few, but yeah, I think Smelly Badger has 1 or 2 as well.
See Passy now trying to close up to the Devil's Armpit. Ferrari, a good turn back up to P5 from the back of the grid for Diabush so far.
I'll tell you what, if Matey Boy can stay within maybe 6 seconds and not get any penalties, that might be a really good result for him.
Ooh. Yeah, P2 for the Mercedes team. Icebolt not here tonight, unsure why that is. Pazzi is now the closest driver up to someone else. Pazzi getting a burst of speed in his Haas, starting to close up to the Mummy team, sorry, Ferrari.
I was going to say it's he's too busy making it rain, but yeah, that was a really crude joke.
To be fair, I think I made that joke a few weeks ago, and I can't remember what I was doing it for.
You? Oh right, that's quite funny. At least I'm not the only one.
No, I think I made a joke earlier. I mean, we can make it if we could go back in time. We can make it for Blood and Sand, the Spark Bobs. They made it rain with carbon fibre. I still can't believe the safety car didn't come out for that. But yes, Pazzi now trying to close up to Devil's Armpit. It's not happening so far, but he's got, look at the speed he's got on the straight. He's closing, but not enough yet for even a hint of a dive bomb. Of the Devil's Armpit going, come past me. The Welshman in the Ferrari. The old Welsh Ferrari team this season seems to be having a good turn tonight. But see Pazzi, the Irishman, is here to steal it. Tell you what, we might as well just try and get a Fijian and a New Zealander guy in it, and we'd have a French guy, we'd have a Six Nations.
Diabush just setting the fastest lap of the race, 1:30.2.
Yes, his teammate under
those soft tyres.
His teammate under pressure though from the Devil's Armpit. Devil's Armpit is from the Devil's Armpit is under pressure from the Devil's Armpit. Yeah, well, that's how it works with the Devil. But C Pasley is trying to get past him. C Pasley with hardly any ERS left. He's charging, he's pushing, he's going as hard as he can. He's having a look, but it's not a move as of yet. He's disturbed the armpit though. This just gets funnier each week. The armpit is disturbed as Lee now becomes the fastest man on track after pitting, and he's just going for points at this point.
Yeah, I mean, faster tyres on. It'll be interesting to see whether he can catch up to Gamey and to Sigurd in front of him. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. Zippo, I've noticed, is on the hard tyres, so he might have a lot of grip towards the end of the race, and he's watching this C Parsley Devil's Armpit fight for 6th position.
Oh, Armpit gaining a penalty in that move. Armpit pulling to one side of a track, and it seems that he's done his move. Pazzi having a little bit of overstay there. It's going to be a move now, though, into this corner, which I have marshalled. Hated marshalling that corner, so exposed. Devil's Armpit, though, sitting in the middle of the road. Can't decide where he wants to go. See Pazzi, though, he's got the pace, and Pazzi's he's starting to get frustrated, clearly. He's gone out wide, look at that.
Going a bit wide there. Yeah, see Pazzi, he looked like he was a bit more composed in the earlier few corners, but he is getting a bit wayward in a few of these corners now. Oh, and he loses it. He's lost the back end on those medium tyres.
I'm just looking to look at my replay now. I'm going to look at my little replay.
Zippo through. Zippo up to 7th position.
I want to see what he did there. I was reading the chat. Cut the corner. What's he done here? Ah, he went in too hard then, didn't he?
Yeah.
Went in too hard.
He tried to start spinning the tyres again before the car was properly turned around, and the momentum just went in the wrong direction. Well,
we've been questioned, why buy this game when we can race Gran Turismo? Well, I'll tell you simply, we really like Codemasters. Yeah, they're really good.
Because the game's better.
Yeah, T. Jonas under pressure from Dyboosh. Dyboosh going down the inside of a Norwegian championship leader, docking off the top 4 positions, and that was pretty much inevitable. The Ferrari's so quick on these tyres. At this point, I think T. Jonas has got to start thinking, okay, start preserving the race, think towards the next race in Germany.
Yeah. No, in terms of F1 2018 versus this, I think this is a much better game. It's a much better driving experience. You'll have much more fun racing on it and driving on it in general than you will on GT Sport, I think.
Codemasters are the gentlemen that made this game. They've made a few games in the past. Most notably, they made Mario Kart Formula 1, but they're not bad at making games. They're just bad at making online.
Yeah.
At least
No,
their online
I used
work
to love,
initially. It is working now. I must stress that.
Yeah. I used to love the grid series, the race driver grid.
It's a shame they cancelled that.
Yeah, definitely. No, I really enjoyed the demo of that. A lot of people played that demo.
I played the full game.
Yeah.
Yeah, when that came out,
I actually
it was good.
bought the full game. The 10-minute Le Mans races, I loved those.
That was good, yeah. Just got a message from Kazmin though. Hello, haven't seen you for a while. Tuning in after work, nice to meet you. Nice to see you, Boosh, doing well. Must have been persistence aren't affecting him after. Yeah. Well, might have been, but he's also on the controller tonight, so that's probably why. Right, here's something interesting. Zippo's thinking, I'm going to return at trying to pass Armpit now. So is he going to do what C. Pasley failed to do, and he's going to try and break up the Ferrari 5.6, sorry, the Ferrari 6.4. Is that the hard tyres coming to their own, AJ?
Yeah, definitely. It seems like they stay in the window a lot better than the mediums or the softs do. But it'll just be a case of Zippo just biding his time, just waiting for Devil's Armpit to make a mistake, but diving up the inside there, just letting Devils know that he's there.
The Armpit knows when Zippo comes to invade.
Yeah, no, incredibly interesting time right now, with the medium starting to go off, starting to come to the end of their life, and the hard tyre just starting to come into their own.
I'll tell you what, someone we haven't spoken out for a while is Gamey Things. He's on the back end of Sigurd now. He's got his eyes on passing McLaren. McLaren not running their in the game, not got their new livery on the car yet. I'd like to see that on there. I don't know if you've seen it yet, AJ. We'll discuss it in a minute. Sigurd going defensive very early, but seems Gamey's going to try it around the outside. Gamey's going to have more grip. Sigurd crossing back onto the racing line, but that was a very aggressive move from Sigurd.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like Gamey might get a better run along this straight.
Is this going to be a move?
On very similar tyres and similar grip levels as well.
I mean, I would have done that. I would have pulled out that move if I was Gamey. That was a bit far.
Yeah, and that's where Blood and Sun and Spark Bobster came together earlier.
It definitely was. We were on board with Spark Bobster when that happened. Zippo now 2 tenths behind Armpit. Won't look at him as of yet because he's dropped behind. This is a move. Sigurd pulls one side of the track. Gaming Things trying to go down the inside. This is possible. Gaming Things has made this move before, and he's down the inside of Sigurd into P9 is the Force India.
Yeah, Gamey just finding the late braking there, getting a good run of DRS down the straight, getting the inside line as well. Sigurd just leaving the door a little bit open, and Gamey just walking through and saying, "Thank you very much, I'll take that from you."
Yeah, just quickly before we talk about the McLaren livery, here comes Zippo trying again. He's tried just momentarily before with the Armpit, but Armpit's able to defend. The Armpit is closed firmly. I'm having too much fun here. But quickly, have you seen the McLaren livery for this weekend?
For this weekend, I didn't know it was any different. I think I've seen the T-shirts. Is it based off the same livery that the T-shirts are?
I haven't seen the T-shirts, so that doesn't help. No,
okay.
They've got Alonso's. They got the Alonso's 3, like the turquoise, the yellow, and the orange at the back of the car on striped.
Cool. Oh, nice.
So
yeah,
thank you,
cool.
Fernando.
Yeah, no, I know they've put out a limited edition of T-shirts, McLaren have.
I might get that one of those T-shirts. They look alright.
Yeah,
but
they
the thing
look pretty
is,
cool, don't they? Like the blue.
yeah, Fernando is. I think that. Oh, Zippo's trying to go around the outside into the chicane, but it's not happening. I think the thing is they've done a David Coulthard-esque move because Fernando's been here for a long time, same as DC has. DC did. They've got him his own livery to have at the end. Hopefully, I tell you what, hopefully he lasts longer than DC did in his final race.
Yeah, it would be nice to see Fernando with a good send-off from F1, and it'll be interesting to watch him when he goes over to IndyCar next year.
It will be. Well, no, he's only going for one race over in IndyCar.
Oh, is he only going for the 500, is he?
Only for the 500. They've only got one car for the 500. And because it's Fernando, and Fernando famously slagged off the Honda engine quite a bit, they're having to run a Chevrolet engine in the back of the car.
Fair enough.
Unless they've managed to pull another engine manufacturer out of their back end, which I don't think they have. Unless they make their own engine, but I wouldn't, would you?
No, probably not.
Not for one
After
race.
Daniel Ricciardo's luck, but...
Or Fernando Alonso's luck.
yeah, that's true as well. But yeah, no. I mean, yeah, as long as he has the engine behind him. I mean, he was leading the Indy 500 last year, so
yeah,
Triple Crown is very, very possible and very, very real.
Well, he's already won Le Mans, so.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair,
Monaco.
if he'd lost Le Mans in that car, then I think he would have. I think he.
It's just like I'm retiring from racing now.
At this point, right, he's won Le Mans. He's gonna be WEC champion. Just give the car back to Anthony Davidson, please. Anthony Davidson, I preferred over Fernando. I'm not a Fernando fan really, but Zippo's going to try it round the inside into the loop. Zippo's still there, but armpit braking so much later. It's still closed, that armpit. Oh, Zippo's round!
Zippo's done exactly the same thing as someone else did earlier. Was it C. Pasley?
Pasley, it was Pasley.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
Look at that. Toro Rosso's woes go even worse.
Nearly does it again.
See, Pasley, Toro Rosso's woes getting just as bad tonight, and it's just struggling. Just an absolute struggle.
Yeah. Devil's Armpit seeming to be able to frustrate the hell out of drivers before they're able to overtake him. So he's doing a good job at just keeping doing what he's doing. I wonder if
his Welsh friend Dyer is going to be slipping him some money later on. Here's a Smelly Badger we haven't seen for a while, but C. Pasley is now just under a second behind. We're on the penultimate lap of the Grand Prix. We'll have to find out where Farfborough is on track so we can time it to go over and watch him take the win. Or if he's able to, because it looks like he might be dropping down on penalties, and that is going to be brilliant to see Smelly Badger taking, I think, his first win of the season tonight.
Yeah, C. Pasley looking to close in on the back of Zippo, but it looks like Zippo's just able to keep that gap for the minute. Even C. Pasley with the DRS can't seem to close in.
I think C. Pasley's soft tyres are starting. No, sorry, medium tyres are starting to go. Meh, I don't want to. Hashtag bring on a new tyre manufacturer in Formula One.
Hashtag Alloygate.
Why am I hashtagging? I mean, I'm 19 years old, for God's sake.
Mate, I'm 24. You can't be talking right now.
But you're also Mr. Bentley, so. Farfborough, another penalty, and that is definitely gonna sweeten the deal, and that is definitely it. Smelly Badger is gonna be our winner tonight as long as he keeps it on track. I tell you what, Farfborough might even just lose the top two if he's not careful.
Yeah, mate boy 9.5 off him. I don't know whether he's got 10 seconds worth of penalties. It'll be interesting to see at the end. But I think Smelly Badger has less than him. But we're
Here
about
we
to
go.
see it on the line.
Across the line, Farfborough is the winner on track, but Smelly Badger is the winner on penalties. And he is so happy about that. Here comes Matey Boy. Has Matey Boy got enough in the tank? It doesn't look like he has. It seems Matey Boy finishes in P. No, he does.
Oh, no,
Matey Boy.
Yeah, P2.
So on the track.
Fuel on the line.
What a lap. What a race. Dyer Bush from the back of the grid up to P4. What a run. And P5 for the championship leader. P6 for Devil's Armpit. So T. Jonas in the middle of a Ferrari sandwich. P7 for Invader Zippo as he comes around. Obviously, this is all pending any steward reviews. I think there might be some later on. C. Pasley finishes a wonderful 8th, and Gamey thinks, oh, my heart breaks right there.
Yeah, unlucky to Gamey things as well, because he had such a good start to the race, battling with the top 2 as part of the top 3, but unfortunately clipping his wing off, going into the pit lane, and then having to replace it, as it wasn't done in the first pit stop that he went in for.
Still, Sigurd finishes in the top 10, and Lienel just thinking, oh, what happened with him? With that broken wing. It'd be interesting to see what happened there. But Smelly Badger is our winner tonight. 71, and Renault's first win of the Season 3 Championship. And he must be feeling absolutely fantastic in that car.
Yeah, well done, Smelly Badger. You just seem to be able to keep with Farfbert wherever he did, battling him a little bit through this stop, but a lovely win there to add to his collection.
Ooh, I've had an interesting message. But yes, Renault taking their first win, and Cyril Abitable must be happy. And look at that. I think Farfbert must be seething.
I've just had a picture sent to me of the car for this weekend for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix from McLaren.
Looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Very nice.
Could have been better, but it breaks up here. It's not as pretty as something else I sent someone else. So Smelly Badger is our winner tonight, ahead of Matey Boy in P2, Farfbert in P3, and Diabush in P4. T. Jonas in P5, and the Devil's Armpit in P6. Invader Zippo in P7, C. Pasley in P8, Gaming Things in P9, and Sigurd rounding out the top 10 in P10. Lienel is in P11, and Just Mikey finishes in P12. Out of the race were Blood and Sand, Spark Bobser, and Alsan Senegal. Ooh, Gamey say, well, Gamey, I'm not gonna say anything, mate. I'm not gonna say anything. So, what a brilliant race! I tell you what, a little bit anticlimactic end. That was a bit of a dull point in the middle of the race, but that pretty much was an all-round race. I think that was about what, 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10.
Yeah, maybe a 7. Let's go a little bit lower than that. But I think. Yeah, all the drivers seem to have really good pace around there. They seem to have really equal pace, so it made for a little bit less exciting racing, closer racing lap after lap if they were close to each other. But it was just a bit annoying that nobody kind of found the edge on anybody. They were all kind of diving off the track or trying to cut the corners as much as possible just to get that little extra motivation on the straights.
Definitely will be. So, before we go on about what's happening next week, tomorrow is the Premier Division, where you'll see this man, Mr. Bentley, take on Silverstone in his own challenge. Have you confirmed what car you're in?
I'm in the McLaren, alongside Peder Solheim. He's my teammate for tomorrow. So, yes,
Premier has been completely reset, so it will be 0 points across the board, but they will be going from Silverstone to Abu Dhabi to keep it synced up with GP2. So a smaller calendar for the new Premier Division, but it's going to be some close, hard racing. Should be interesting to see if you can come out as champion.
Let's see how the races go. I'm not too sure about that yet, but I'll look forward to getting some good results.
Definitely will be interesting. So tomorrow is the Premier Division around this track, Silverstone, and we'll see how the top drivers of the league take on the might of Silverstone. But if you're not joining us for them, have no fear. The classic event will be up on the YouTube channel soon, once I've done the voiceover for the video. And next week we'll be taking these GP2 drivers and the Premier drivers, once they've done here in Silverstone, over to Hockenheim for the return of the German Grand Prix. Don't miss it. Tomorrow at 7:30 will be the Premier Division. Next week, same time on Wednesday, same place, will be GP2 in Hockenheim. Thank you, AJ, and I'll let you go back to practicing for tomorrow.
No problem, mate. Happy to be here.
Definitely will be entertaining. So, from JB and AJ, have a good night, folks, and we'll see you tomorrow.
See you later.